Yo, what's good, everybody? Y'all know what it do and what it don't. It's your boy Ryan here on Millennials in Motion, where we give that real, relatable, and entertaining spill of adulthood from the millennial perspective here on the 90.5 Flavor Station. And today's cast, we got...
Hear ye, it's Haji. I'm here in the flesh in the building, so yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Camille, man. We back with another episode.
Y'all want to know something pretty funny?
Tell her. Please, because what?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty funny. So, right before y'all are hearing right now...
we was giving y'all some good, juicy advice.
Some good spill. Some really good spill.
Letting you in on all the business.
Right, but that mug was not recording. But we only got to like 5-10 minutes of it, so it wasn't like we recorded the whole show and then realized, that mug didn't record. Right. But you know, things happen. We here now. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it pushing for sure. So we're gonna get into our first topic again.
Also, happy homecoming, guys.
Happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming. Happy homecoming. If you're a FAMU student or a FAMU alumni, happy homecoming.
No outsiders.
Hopefully we see.
JK.
We take everybody. FAMU.
Tallahassee ain't got no
we gonna see everybody in the room.
I was gonna say Tallahassee ain't that big.
I'm renting my flow for
Tallahassee gonna have to be big.
$30 an hour.
Especially the weekend, cause you know
FSU
everybody come to the week. Yeah.
We got a game. It's about to be packed.
FSU got a game this week. Yeah.
I want to go.
The streets gonna be tight.
How I'm gonna go to the time is different, so I can make both.
Not in this traffic.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Well, I'm on foot, so I can make it.
Right.
Yeah, you do live like 2 minutes. I was about to
2
say,
minutes from
I was about to say
FSU.
20 minutes. Right. I was gonna say.
No.
My bad.
Somebody
The people wasn't gonna find out. You think they was just gonna walk around?
Because it could have been gamble. My bad, not gamble. Y'all OGs know gamble.
Right.
Y'all don't know about.
We gonna get into the topic.
Yeah.
We gonna get into the topic.
We talking too much.
Right. All right, for the first topic, we're going to get into it. The first topic is, are men supposed to be responsible for paying all the bills in the household?
Now, when you say in the household, is this including the phone bill and stuff, or is the phone bill outside of the household?
That's up to you, honestly.
I'm staying on my mama plan. Yeah, for sure.
I'm on that family plan for as long as I can ride.
Right. I ain't even going to say nothing about it, speak nothing of it. I'm just going to stay on
But
that.
realistically, like as a 40, 35-year-old woman, like it just depends on the roles that we both take. Like I don't mind taking a traditional role. Okay. I don't mind cooking, cleaning, taking kids to soccer practice. You know, I don't mind doing all of those things, and I'm doing all of that, and I still have my career that I enjoy. I'm expecting him to foot the bill for the mortgage or, you know, whatever, because I basically have 3 jobs.
I got you. So do you fully expect the man to wholeheartedly pay everything to to substitute for all that you're doing, all the roles that you're playing, or would you contribute to any?
I mean, I would contribute if I had to, but why should I?
I kind of.
Why can't the man do both?
Do what?
Like the roles that you're doing as a mother and as a wife?
I mean,
it depends on your situation, though.
But it just depends. Like from a traditional standpoint, it's like I'm not trying to be like, if you're a man, but it's like if you're a man and you're seeking out a wife to do the type of stuff I want to do, and like you seeking out that traditional household, you can already afford to pay my rent before we even get married.
Okay.
So why not pay it?
Like, okay, so what we speaking on? We speaking on a man that's your man and you got a family already,
I'm this your
like
a husband?
Oh, a husband?
Yeah.
Okay, if you my husband, you paying the bills.
If they your husband,
you paying the bills.
But even dating, I don't really pay for things.
I could understand.
I would and I could, but why?
If we're talking from a husband perspective, I would expect my husband to pay the bills. But also, like you said, I wouldn't mind it. Like, I know I'ma always do stuff in another way. Yeah. If it came down, it depends on your situation too. If you don't got it like that, of course I'm gonna step in. But if we sit down and we talk, it's like I want you to pay the bill.
And I think of future stuff. Like, we're gonna be out of college soon. You're gonna be making 6 figures right out of college. So hit up Ryan, y'all. But you're gonna make 6 figures out of college. I'm a project.
You're gonna be making 6 figures too.
6 figures as well. So it's like we're both in that upper echelon. You think rich people sit up there and really sit up and talk about who's paying the rent which month?
Right.
Rich people not living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who pays the bills in a household like them.
I got
so
you.
for me, it's like you could pay the bill. Why not? I want that thing on auto pay for real. I don't even want us to have to think about it. But it's like if I had to say, I think men should be responsible.
Okay. And honestly, I would say say I agree because I believe as a man that you're the caretaker of the family, honestly. So, so me as a man, I wouldn't mind paying for all the bills. But at the same time, too, I think one thing I always want to keep in mind and communicate with my spouse is initially what roles are being played. Yeah. Or initially, like, let's say for you, Haji, or Camille, let's say y'all are working women. You know, y'all have y'all marriage established or y'all relationship established. The man is paying for such and such bills. Okay, what are you investing into, or what are we investing into? Because it's one thing with the man what they're investing into and what the woman is investing into, but you also have to consider what initially are you guys investing or contributing your income towards together as a marriage or as a relationship.
Well, I think that could be so many different things. So obviously, like, we see Kanye bought Kim a stock for a birthday gift, like that's an investment. But even on a lower level, like a fund for the kids, like, okay, you and your husband or you and your wife could just put like $5 to $10 every week. Like, every time you get your check, put that in the Gerber Life. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Like, I see stuff like that as an investment. Also, for the disclaimer, y'all, I do count other stuff as bills. So, like, Tide Pods, Swiffer sheets, all of that stuff. Like, as a woman, that's stuff that women usually be buying. Men don't really be seeing tissue. Yeah. Unless you're a single man. But in my experience, like, coming from, like, just seeing my mother, like, in different marriages and just seeing my friends who have both parents in the household, men don't be knowing, like, what detergent to buy and stuff like that. Like, that's the money.
So you're saying all those things are individual bills that people don't think of, or that's all one category?
I mean, it could be one category, but that's usually stuff that women buy. So,
because I didn't even think about that either. That's another thing.
Still paying the bill somehow, some way.
I got you. Okay, so let me ask y'all this too. So initially, being that y'all agree that y'all think the man should pay for all the bills, right? How should that work in communication with y'all? Because one thing that I know in certain relationships is that being that the man pays all the bills, sometimes the communication doesn't always go in line with the spouse, with the woman in regards to, you know, how the money is being distributed or invested into in regards to paying the bills, or how frequent, or what's the plan initially. And that kind of stirs up other issues within a relationship, because it's now
it's like, as a woman, what are you spending your money on? Yeah. Or are you getting money?
Yeah. I think in some cases, though, like, the man would pay the bills, but the woman would manage it. Like, I've seen that in some cases, because women are more organized than men, kind of. So it's like, I saw one person, like, they had a book and they would literally write out all of it, but the man would just pay. But it's like, here, like, I'm doing it for you, just give the money type stuff. So.
I don't know. I just witnessed a lot. So my mother's first marriage, my dad, when I tell y'all, every time he got paid, he just handed my mom the check. He handed my mom the check. He handed my mom the check. Dad went toward bills or whatever, and he just wanted my money to go shopping every week, like just go like the flea market or just to pay for whatever.
Your mom was low key an accountant then.
I mean,
because if he giving her the
not really, like, because he just didn't care to see the money. Like, he was getting fed, he was getting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything was taken care of, the house was being kept up, like, he just didn't care.
She still had to manage that though,
and that's not the only. I guess I guess so. Yeah. But that wasn't the only example I've seen like that. Like, my band director in high school, shout out to Mr. Bruce Green. Same thing with him. He was telling us, he was just like, yeah, like, me and my wife have been married for X amount of years, and I just hand her the check. Like, I don't really care, because she's keeping house. Like, so realistically, like, nobody really cares. But I've also witnessed in my mother's current marriage, like, their finances are completely separate. Like, stuff's still getting paid for, but everything's just
so. And you seeing both aspects. Which route would you choose? You want your husband to hand you the bills, or separate, like how your mom is now?
I'ma say in this day and age, I would prefer him to just either hand me the check or him just put it in one central place, because it's not really a pocket watching thing, but it's just like, what is the point of me? Our stuff is OUC in Orlando. What is the point of me going to pay the light bill, right? And you paying the light bill, but I'm like, oh, Cash App me, or Zelle me, or Apple Pay me, or let me send you this code so you can pay this. Like, what is the point?
When y'all could just have a central account.
A central account or a central area.
Yeah. So, okay, let me ask this also. So personally, for both of y'all, where would which it kind of differentiates what each relationship or man you might be with. But as of right now, how would y'all want it to work to where y'all deal with your own money and then the money that kind of y'all contribute together? How would y'all want that to work out?
So you're saying how would we want the account set up? Like,
yeah, basically I would say, how would you want to differentiate? Okay, what money that, let's say, like, okay, you have your own bank account, you have your own money from your own job, and I or the man, they got their own money that they're contributing to the bills and whatnot. How would y'all prefer to have, okay, this is the money that he's putting towards the bills, this is the money that you guys are putting together towards the investment, and this is the money that I made on my own to spend for, what I want to invest in whatever in. How would y'all want to set that up for yourselves?
For me, okay, so for one, just to go back a little bit, I want my money. I want to be in charge of my money. I want to see my money. I don't want to hand nobody my check, none of that. So just like that. But as far as like investments and stuff like that, I feel like that's a conversation you got to have in the beginning. Because to do any investment, you have to build that up first. So like you were saying, we have to start, like one of you was saying, you have to start off with the $5 or $10 or whatever the case may be. And like you said, it differentiates, like if you have kids or whatever the case may be. But you know how some couples get married and they automatically like make an account and then they both put like 3 bands in it, like just to start it off. I'm not doing that. I want to start from scratch. Like we gonna start probably like $50 a month and build that up, and then we can look into different stuff.
So
like
even at that point, your account has a credit.
And we're gonna know that we actually worked for all of this money. It wasn't something we had our own money and just was like, no, we worked together for this and everything. So that's how I would set it up.
I was thinking of it more like, so I do want to have my own bank account. I've had my own account since I was like 12 years old. So it would just be very foreign for me to not have my own bank account with just me. So I want to have my own bank account. I wouldn't mind having a joint account. If that's really, I would prefer to use that for like groceries and bills, like auto pay type stuff. But when you first asked the question, I was just thinking of like assets and property. So you may buy an acre and I buy a neighboring acre. And then you may buy a Van Gogh, I may buy a Van Gogh. You know what I'm saying? Like we have those type of things, and then we put everything in a kid's name. So that way, God forbid a divorce happens or anything, you pass or anything like that, we have things that still have value outside of just money.
I got you.
Because God forbid there's a economy crash or something, or a recession. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I was just like, okay, like we have our little grocery joint account, and if a man or anybody in the couple is just a hot mess, they decide they want to sit up there and blow it. There wasn't 12 bands in there to begin with. You blew the rent money. Oh man. But at the same time, we still have those other assets in place that we both have, like that we've already purchased.
I got you.
So that's what I was thinking. But at the same time, that's something that you could come in a relationship with. But that's also why you got to be careful, because it's like you don't want to get swindled out of your own assets, which is why, like, if I'm buying anything post marriage, I'm putting it in the kid's name.
No, I got you.
Would you sign a prenup?
Of course. Plan on being rich.
I think the same thing. What? A lot of people like, oh, I'm not signing a prenup because this, that, and the third. Man, sign that.
But a man that love you still gonna take care of you after y'all not together.
That's a word.
So?
You got kids. You got kids. Y'all got kids together. They're not gonna let you be hungry. But even if you don't, that man not gonna let you be hungry. Please.
I seen it with my own. It don't even have to be their kid either. If they really loved you, they gonna.
If that man love you, he gon' because every man has a provider instinct. It's gonna work. So I'm signing the prenup.
So you gonna sign to use the man?
I'm not using the man. I'm just saying, like, if we not together no more and both of us took away what we came with. And I'm down bad. That man is not gonna be like, oh my God.
But why are you down bad though? Because if you have everything that you took away that you needed for when such and such happens, okay, what do you need from me?
But that's life though.
I'm saying though.
Like
so let's say for me, let's say like we had something together initially, and then such and such happened. We get divorced and everything. Let's say the roles has changed.
This with or without children?
Let's just say it's with children.
With children, okay, bet.
So
better for me.
Right, I was about to say you should have said without children.
Better for me.
Should have said without children.
But yeah, it's tricky without the kids.
But I'm the one who's down bad. I don't really got much. I don't got much money. I'm just going. through it. So how is it gonna be the same for me? Are you guys gonna treat me how I would want to provide for you?
It depends on the contents of the relationship, but I'm gonna say yes. I would say yes too. Because say if I was down bad and you had money, but you needed something other than money, like you needed a resource or you needed to I don't know,
But I'm saying I don't need anything though. I have everything I need.
But I don't have anything. But we signed a prenup and separated. And I'm walking away with what I had.
Right, but I'm saying, what addition would you need? You're saying,
I'm saying like a year or two down the line, and my light's gonna go out. But I'm calling up my ex. Like what?
But another thing is too, why am I the first resource you're reaching out to when you have other family and friends that you could reach out to?
Right, but what if they say no? And then you got to think about it. I was married to this man. This man loves me, and if kids are involved, please, you have to do it.
Okay, it's one thing if I have to do it for the kids, because again, that's something that's
right.
ours.
But as a man, you're gonna make sure your baby mama is straight.
I seen it happen.
You gotta do that. Because if she's straight, your kids are straight.
But why do I have to? I get what you're saying, right? Though, but at the same time, you're not my responsibility no longer.
But if you have kids with me, I am.
You aren't. My kids are.
Right, but they live with me.
Our kids are.
So they're your responsibility.
Okay, that's another thing. Why are you assuming that the kids are only with you? That's another thing.
I thought that was a scenario.
Okay, but that was the scenario. But we established who the kids are with.
Okay,
it's a lot of factors going into this.
It's a lot going on.
But this is real life. This is real life.
This is problem. We don't have no kids, so we helping y'all solve y'all problems for y'all.
Right.
So
no, let's look. So, y'all married right now.
So we married.
Yeah, you and Ryan are married.
Say we have 3 kids.
3 kids.
2 of them stay with Ryan. 1 of them stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We split up. We both signed a prenup. I only came in a relationship with $500 to my name. Ryan had $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Our lights finna go off.
That's kind of your fault too.
No. Life is hard.
No.
I'm a single mother.
No, but I'm saying, why are you only taking away $500 if you knew we were gonna make an agreement that if something happens, that you only take away $500?
Well, that's the thing though, because I loved you so much. I signed a prenup because I didn't want you to think that I was in it for the money.
Okay, I respect that.
You came in with $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Who says that you even told me you had $1 million?
And I think you're gonna take care of her regardless, just because she did that, because she really could have took $500,000.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
We could have really fought for child support. We ain't do all of that because you're a good father.
Oh, and I'm gonna say this while we on child support. Men take the woman to go get child support. I'm gonna be on the man's side. Put the woman on child support. Put it on document. Let me put it like this: if you got a child and the child 12 and you never been on child support, but you've been going back and forth with the baby mama for a minute, the court not gonna see proof that you've been providing for this child for 12 years. Mm-hmm. So the mama could go in there and be like, well, you haven't gave me nothing. They're gonna put you on back child support.
Everything.
Right. They're gonna put you on back child support and make you pay all of that. And then now you gotta pay from 12 to 18 in child support, and you've been taking care of your child.
And then if your kid go to college, you pay until they 21?
Some places is like that.
Yeah. Like I know in Florida, if you go to college, you get your child support money for longer. But anyways, back to what we were saying. So you didn't maybe sign a prenup, but it's like I signed it because I didn't want to seem like I was in for the money, because I wasn't in for the money. I really genuinely loved you. We didn't even have kids yet.
Right.
And now we're separated, and 1 child lives with me and 2 kids live with you. They're getting the high life, living with a millionaire. And this is my child, and for whatever reason, you don't want them to live with you because maybe I still wanted a child to myself.
Right.
Life is hard. We fall on hard times. I'm calling you for the bill.
I'm calling you for everything.
I'm gonna call him.
And I feel like that's a problem, because
if you take care of me, your kid is gonna be straight though. That's what I'm trying to explain. You cannot take care of a child without taking care of the mother.
Okay, and I understand that. Okay, but this is where I would have an issue. It's one thing to where if I feel like you're desperately in need, because that's life. We go through life.
Right.
Things happen. So if I need to take care of you because you and my child is going through it, then okay, that's one thing.
Right.
But another thing is the fact that if you're not putting any effort to change your situation.
But I am. I'm working a 9 to 5, and daycare is expensive.
Keep doing that daycare, hit you.
Daycare is expensive. I can't find nobody to watch him. I can't work all these crazy hours of the night. I can't bus doubles like I used to.
I'm saying, okay.
All I'm saying is, this is crazy, because it's like, here I am, if I'm married, he got to take care of everything, and now
we talking as if he is married.
And now I'm not married. He still got to pay for everything.
Now y'all got 3 kids right now.
But I'm just saying, from my point of view, a traditional standpoint, you lay down, have a kid with somebody, that's your family.
Right, and I understand
you may hate her guts, but it's like, she gonna make sure sure your child's straight regardless. She could be a piece of
whatever.
She could be a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's not gonna let your kid, unless she's crazy and mentally ill, because people neglect their kids. Some baby mamas be doing that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a woman is a nurturer.
I got you.
So it's like you nurture her, she gonna nurture the kid.
Okay. So actually, I'm gonna extend this conversation into the next topic because it's pretty relatable to this one. So the next topic
Shout out to you baby daddies out there that's taking care of your kid.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else, but
no, ma'am.
Oh my God.
No, ma'am.
I was about to say, hold on now.
Anyways, now shout out to the Fantastic Four, the roomies, for giving me this topic, for always tuning in. But anyways, the topic is, why can women get away with certain things in a relationship that men can't?
Give an example, because it's
like,
an example.
Okay, let's say this. So let's say, again, I'm going to use the analogy that we're in a relationship.
Right.
Let's say I'm mad.
Ryan want me so bad.
I'm gonna propose to her next week, y'all. Anyways.
No, do it on homecoming. Do it on homecoming.
You want me to bring the ring to the game?
Yeah, like do it.
Everybody gonna be there. Chill y'all alone.
But you're not gonna even be at the game. You say you're gonna be at FSU game.
If I hear through the grapevine that a proposal will be happening, I'll go as a witness.
A witness for what?
My own proposal.
All right. Anyways, so
in his bob like they can see me.
Anyway, so the analogy is, let's say we're in a relationship and I'm upset about something,
right?
And I don't want to talk to you. It's a whole big thing. But on the other hand, if you're mad at me, then it's not as big of an issue.
Like if a girl or a woman gives you the silent treatment,
yeah,
versus if a man gives you the silent treatment,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I want to give an ignorant response or if I want to give like a smart one.
Give
your real
response.
Because the first thing that popped up in my head was silent.
Give both.
Okay, period. My first thought was women get away with the silent treatment. One, because women are reflective and women are more prone to sit back and be like, okay, I'm upset at him because of this and he's not hearing my point of view, so I'm just gonna stop talking in hopes that he'll miss me enough to hear me out.
But who says that we don't hear you out? Because from my perspective, a lot of men.
I'm not a mind reader. But then on the man's point of view, men give you the silent treatment, but they be cheating, or they'll just do anything that they're not supposed to be doing.
No, or we just reciprocating what you're giving us initially, because let's say you're mad and we're putting in all our effort to make you not upset. But at the same time, it's like
people just don't want to be bothered.
Right. That's understandable. But my thing is, if you don't communicate that with me at the very least, how am I supposed to know? Because like you said, y'all expect us to be mind readers.
Yeah, women are the real mind readers. I hate to say it, but women are the ones who really be reading minds for real. But I think it's just because when you get fed up, it's just like, I'm not talking anymore.
But why don't y'all say anything too?
Because we feel like it's falling on a deaf ear.
Okay, so if it's on the man's standpoint, why is that such a larger issue than with y'all?
Because with men, like, it's just like, y'all don't just do silent treatment. Y'all just do extra stuff.
Like what?
It just be a lot.
Like what?
Okay, for example, this is why this may be a relationship advice tip. I don't know if y'all gonna
This is why we can't be married for real, y'all.
But okay, I don't believe in following my partner on social medias.
Why not?
And
got me up for that one.
This is because I can't take it if we're not speaking, or I haven't heard from you in a minute,
and
or I don't have a reply, and then you're on Instagram, or you're out and you're posting highlights, and they be doing
crazy stuff they never did before though.
Or I feel like it seems like that because we're not talking to them. I feel like they be doing their regular activities.
Yeah,
but
it hit different when you see.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you mean you're posting and you're active on Instagram, but you haven't spoken to me? What do you mean by that?
Probably was for a good reason.
Ryan! No, I'm just saying, like, that's why I feel like I can't, personally, emotionally, I can't take that. So I'm like, okay, well, he's sitting here acting like he can go without talking to me. I'm going to give him a taste of his own medicine. Which I learned the hard way. Matching energy, you never win. You never win. Just be yourself.
Nobody wins. That's the problem.
Nobody wins. But I don't think women really get away with it as much as men do.
Are we only talking about silent treatment or
no, that was just an example.
Okay.
Well, give us another example.
Yeah. Other than silent treatment, though.
Because, I mean, I can't think of much stuff that women get away with that men don't.
Yeah. I think
men get away with more.
I think men don't get away with more.
Because women like to date for potential. Men like to date what it is.
I don't think men get away with stuff more. I think women just look past more stuff than men.
I feel like we do too.
No, y'all don't.
Elaborate.
Okay, for example, the ick just came out. Like that whole saying, like how women get the ick and they just like, oh, I don't want to talk to this dude no more. The ick is like,
I'm about to sound
like, say if you go on a date with Ryan, right, and your pet peeve is people who don't use straws at the restaurant, or it's just cringe for people to drink out of a cup. You go on a date with Ryan, everything's mad cool, y'all talking, you laughing at his joke, and then the waiter brings him his cup and he just picks the cup up and just puts it in his mouth. That feeling that you get when you see something that cringe and you don't want to talk to nobody no more, that's called getting the ick.
Okay, understood.
So men been getting the ick. Men been getting the ick, and men will literally like, it'll be one little thing that a girl do and they be like, yeah, I can't talk to her no more, and that happens within a span of like 1 or 2 days.
Y'all do.
Girls will go like a whole few weeks and be like, okay, maybe I should like
that's
stop.
true. I never looked at it like that, but that's
like
true.
men been dubbing girls because y'all have more women at y'all disposal. It's scarcity here for women. Like if you're a heterosexual, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to date men, especially if you're black, there's a lot less. There's like one man to like 7 women.
But I think because I'm not gonna say y'all set y'all standards too high because I don't really believe in that though. But I will say sometimes y'all will establish some things, or y'all will expect a man to be too perfect, and they don't meet that standard of what you think a perfect man is. No.
I don't think that's, but hear me out though. They got one time to go off script.
Hear me. Okay, and that's the problem. Yeah. There's one issue, and y'all just throw the whole man away when there's one issue without communicating that issue.
But even then, Ryan, we would have given him a chance.
Y'all don't say anything, so how are we supposed to know?
But even then, we would have given the man a chance.
Okay, even
like
if
y'all be like, oh, I don't like that about her, I'm done. It's over. Within the span of like a week.
Okay, I personally say, cause I can't speak for every man, but I would say for myself though, I'm gonna at least communicate what I don't like. And if she's gonna make an effort to at least try to fix that, then okay, I can work with that.
Right.
But if she's not gonna put no effort and it's just not gonna work, then it's just not gonna work though. But that's another thing with communication. How am I supposed to know that you don't like what I'm doing if you don't tell me?
Right.
And you just going with the flow.
Because my whole thing was like, a lot of times when I stop talking to people because of my reasoning, I don't want to stop somebody from being themselves. Like if that's you and it's gonna compromise a part of you to do what I would prefer in a man, I'd rather just get a man that naturally doesn't do that, or naturally does that one type of thing that I like. For example, back to the little restaurant situation. You're drinking from the mouth of a cup. Maybe you was raised to believe like that was okay. So I'm not gonna sit up here and just negate your whole childhood and try and change your habits because you're happy. You like to do that.
It's just something you don't like.
It's something I don't like. So who am I to sit up here and be like, especially in the beginning stages. Like if you in a relationship and then you just now peeping stuff, it's like, okay, I really care about this person. I really want this person in my life. So I'm gonna communicate with them what I don't like about it. But it's our first date. We're not having another date after that. For what? I'm not gonna change who you are.
I got you. So let me ask you this then. So to what extent would you kind of keep it pushing or go with the flow if there's something that you may not like in a certain man that you're talking to, but it's like everything else is like what you're looking for in a man, but it's that certain thing that you don't like. So to what extent are you willing to, try to work with him so he could change that or remove that, or just let him?
If I bring it up, if I think about it so much, like I think I give myself like a 3 strikes you're out type of situation. Okay. Like if he do that 3 times, or I think about it over a certain amount of times, or if I verbalize that I don't like it to someone else, then at that point I know like that's something that I don't like.
So are you looking more that he makes effort to not do it, or just yeah, or just the actual thing? I was trying to figure out
both, I guess. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell my business, but I will. Okay. So basically, like
we giving people our experiences. Yeah, so I'm
gonna just tell it like
you don't got be too specific.
I'll tell a situation from my ex. So basically, he would be, and it's funny because it's similar situation right now. But like if like okay, I'm the type of person I don't have to see my partner every day, but I have to hear from them every day. So like a check-in text is fine with me. And then we'll do whatever, but I don't have to physically be around you, but I just need to like know that you're alive, right? So if I notice that I'm only speaking to him like 2 times a week and that's something I don't like, okay, first thing I'm gonna do, if I really like you, I'm gonna be like, okay, like this is something I don't like. If I don't see no type of improvement or no effort, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, he must not like me enough. Or I'm gonna be like, well, he doesn't care. Because nobody's that busy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like kind of a 3 strikes and you're out. Like if I don't see any type of effort, or even the way somebody reacts to when you tell them what you don't like. If I don't hear, oh dang, like I'm gonna try and do better. Or I mean people lie, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People, if I don't hear like, oh, like I didn't know you felt that way, or wow, I never heard of it, like I never thought of it from your point of view. Like if I don't hear nothing like that, you're not even trying to improve.
I got you.
But I think the issue with women, or like women when we're dating, and I do believe that women are the prize. However, we just be thinking like we can do no wrong. And we just feel like nobody can tell us anything. If a guy tell you that he don't like something and you like that guy, and if it's not like nothing crazy, just at least reflect and be like, okay, maybe he might be onto something. Or you can ask a peer, like, how do you think I do that too much? Or do you think I'm like insensitive? Or do you think I'm this? Or do you think I should talk about my feelings more? Like, at least get a second opinion. Like, a lot of times with us, we just be like, nah, he's just trying to change me, or he just wants somebody like this, or he just wants somebody who's gonna do everything he wants.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just, communication is key at the end of the day. But I don't know. I feel like in 2022, I don't think women are getting away with anything, because a lot of men don't like women for real. It's like a personality trait to not like, to just hate women.
You think that's just from your experience with men, or you just think that
from
general?
Observation, like on social media, with a lot of friends and stuff, especially like in college, it'd be like, oh, these girls this, these girls that.
Well, also you have to think about it too. You can't just think about it from a relationship standpoint.
Well, friendships too. A lot of guys don't know how to be good guy friends to girls.
Right, and I'm saying that depends on the intention at hand. Yeah. Because also being in college, you have to understand that, okay, let's say that, I ain't gonna use me as an example because I'm not like this, but let's just say a man, you know, they trying to link up with somebody, you know, do woo woo woo. You know, they just looking for a certain thing, you know, for pleasure and whatnot, and keep pushing. Right. They're not looking to see how the person is as an individual, to see if that they fit their standards, you know, within the relationship and whatnot. Because they only have certain standards pertaining to what their intention is initially.
I don't think a lot of men are like tell their intentions up front.
That's the problem.
Like, it's okay. They
want to manipulate you into thinking that they want something else.
Link up with somebody and do the whoop, but say that up front. Say, hey, I don't want a relationship. You know, I don't really want things out of this. And a lot, 9 times out of 10, a girl is still gonna mess with you, but
I feel like it goes both ways.
And I agree. 9 times out of 10, but
9 times, if you be honest to a girl,
it's gonna be a yes or no. And I think men are afraid of the no.
And I agree with you. I agree with you both. But the only thing I don't agree with is the fact I think it's both sides. I don't think it's just the man.
You don't think it's just the man?
Because I've heard
women don't be knowing what they want for real.
I'll be honest, but I don't got nothing to lie for.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want. Because like I said, we're young. We're still trying to figure out what we want for ourselves. But at the same time,
like, I don't know, because...
Now, that don't mean don't have no type of standards neither.
Not to say I'm a player or anything, but if I was a coach, I would say... Because, you know, coach...
You need to put that in a book. You need to put that in a book. You ate that one.
Coaches don't play the game, so I'm a coach y'all.
But they know how to play the game, dude. How you know they ain't play the game?
They don't play the game, though. They just coach.
But how do you know? Because I feel like a lot... Whoa.
Anyway.
Did we get off topic?
Okay, so what I was trying to say is you never really let your left hand know what the right hand doing. So, like, say if I'm talking to this guy... and I like him, I think he's cool, and I'm pretty sure he likes me, and he's like, hey, like, I like you. I might be reluctant to be like, oh, I like you back, because at that point in time, I still kind of need the upper hand until I know for sure that he's gonna be like all for me.
But so how much reassurance do you know? He's already up front with you.
Yeah, but no, it gotta be a little bit more. Like, saying like it isn't enough.
You gotta be action behind it.
What, you want, a proposal?
Yeah. But no, I'm saying like actual effort, like taking a person out, or like actually showing me that you observe things.
What if he's done those things already?
Oh, well, duh. At that point, I'm gonna let my guard down.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, if you liking a guy and he may say if he hasn't said he likes you yet, but you really like him, do not be so eager to let him know how you feel, because sometimes people will take advantage of that subconsciously. Like, they may like you too, but just because they feel like you like them a little bit more than they like you, just because you said it first, they're gonna use that. They're gonna use that as leverage. So that's all I'm saying. Like, even if you really messing with somebody, like, don't do too much. But that's if I was a player though. Real, like, honestly, as an adult, I feel like I said, just be yourself. You like somebody, tell them. Why not?
Or if you just have certain intentions, communicate.
Yeah, like, just communicate. Too. Whatever you want, like, whatever you're trying to do, just communicate.
Because as far as you know, they could have been on the same page.
They could have been, but a lot of times they don't be, and then men get mad.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I'll be mad too. I'm trying to have a relationship with you. You
right, that's true.
You don't tell me, you wasting my time.
Right.
You wasting both of our time, but you really wasting my time.
But sometimes people just trying to be friends with benefits, and the girl say no. You're not a guy getting mad. But it's like, why are you mad?
Right. You could just move on.
It's a yes or no question, and I said no. Like, you're mad or what? But, that's why manipulation gets into play, because with manipulation, you can get a lot accomplished. So,
but manipulation isn't necessary, though, if you just communicate straight up. And if they say no, just move forward.
I agree.
Move to the next woman. Move to the next man.
But for a lot of men, they get mad because it'd be a next woman and the next woman and the next. Like, men get a lot of no's. That's how they feel about it. They feel like, dang, like, I get a lot of no's. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do to get yes.
I could say...
You got to think about it. It's college. Like, everybody's bad.
I will say I am one who is afraid to hear the word no. I'm learning, which I'm not one of those guys to where
the only way to get used to getting no's is to hear them.
That's really all it is.
That sounds crazy, but rejection is
because I feel like each no is a learning experience, not just with relationships, but like you said, in life. And I feel like if you do constructive criticism, which each no you take, and you take away what you think you need to do with yourself to receive that yes,
right,
it's gonna be easier the next time, whether you get a yes or a no.
Or sometimes you just gotta like be patient too. Like, patience is definitely you gotta be patient and just look and be like, what really is for me for real? Like, I'm not saying like you, like, say if Beyonce was single, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't go for Beyonce, but it's like you're in college, you're 20.
Yeah. You a little broke.
Like, why would you go to Beyonce and be like, hey, Beyonce was good, and then get mad if she said no?
She might give you an autograph.
Maybe.
I think no's are really blessings for real.
Yeah.
I don't even get mad at no's anymore, because when I get told no every single time, I get something bigger.
Yep.
So if this opportunity locked down, okay, cool. Something bigger is in the future. That's how I look at it. And if you want to put it in a relationship perspective, it's gonna be a female that's perfect for you in the future, and you just getting rejection, so you don't get stuck on that.
Right. Very true. You can't dwell on it. You gotta get up and move on.
Yeah, that's what you.
Plus, you're gonna be making 6 figures, and if that's a no, that's their fault. Right, that's their fault.
And that's very true. But I don't want a woman to look at me only because of my money. I'm more than my money. But you do got a good point.
But they saying no now, so when they try to come back, be like, remember?
Yeah.
When I was,
when I was down bad, I was even down bad.
Let's talk about that. Like, what's wrong with wanting a man with money?
It's nothing wrong with wanting a man for money. But if you only want me for my money, that's when the problem comes in.
That's true.
You don't want me for me.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even see, I don't see how people want somebody for just money.
Yeah. I thought you meant like you don't see the money.
No, I'm saying.
I was gonna say, I see the money.
Nah.
Man try to talk to me, first thing I ask, especially depending on age. If you're over 20, first thing I ask you, where do you work?
What, they say I don't got a job, but they give money.
Or what if they say they want
like illegally?
Yeah.
Or illegally?
Both. What's your response to both?
Legally or illegally? Okay.
Let's go illegally first.
Okay, illegally. I don't do that. Why am I in school? If I'm gonna date a trapper, like, I could have stayed at home for that. I could have stayed in Orlando and dated a trapper in Orlando. Why would I move to Tallahassee and now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna put y'all out there, but everybody has their gig in school.
Yeah.
Not me, but
not me.
I don't.
I'm not one of them. No.
I don't do that. But everybody has their gig, and some things are seen as more illegal than others. You know what I mean? But the moment I hear that, the moment you even let me know that, in my head, we're not gonna be able to be together because if you don't have a job, right, but you're in school real heavy and you got a hustle going on, you have a hustle mentality. Like, you don't mind waking up at 6 a.m. and flipping signs for T-Mobile to take me out on a date. I don't mind that because you're a hustler. But if you're doing illegal stuff, it's like, I'm in college. Like, I'm not that girl. I'm not going to be in the passenger seat shooting on your behalf. I'm not going to take the fall for you. I'm not going to put drugs in my purse. I'm not going to jail for you. I'm not doing all of that. Like, I chose a different path and a different life. I respect the women who feel like they're doing what's necessary for their lifestyle. Like, I'm not going to knock them, but that's not me.
So what's your legal?
Not me. Legally, like, I don't really care what the job is. I don't really care. As long as, like, you feel like you sustain and you feel like you can afford to be in a relationship with me, I don't really care.
So, okay.
But I just like to see productivity. Like,
so let's say, okay, so what your spouse or the person, the man that you're interested in speaking to, they have certain aspirations that doesn't really
align with what they
align with sustainability, at least with taking care of himself and both.
Like, if he wants to be an actor.
Yeah. Let's say if he wants to be an actor.
And he not getting no money yet.
Yeah, yet.
And he want to be with me.
Yeah.
And what am I doing?
I don't know. What do you?
And I'm like,
what do you want to be? What do you want to be?
A Real Housewife.
What are you in school for, Haji?
I'm in school for broadcast journalism. I want to do radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, let's say you a successful radio personality, you doing your thing, you making the money,
and I meet an aspiring actor.
Right, but he's not making money, but he's making effort to live out his dreams, achieve his dreams,
right,
and create.
But he's not making money at all.
I ain't gonna say at all, but at least not enough to keep sustainability between himself and you.
Right.
But he's working towards that though.
So I'm gonna say focus on you. That's what I'm gonna say. Because I feel like this. You need money to be in a relationship.
Right. But what if he's making effort to though? That's my question.
Okay, like I said, you flipping signs at T-Mobile in early in the morning, you doing your auditions in the evening, that's good with me. Because income is coming.
Right.
I see that you understand reality. Mm-hmm. You understand that you need money to eat and sleep and shower. Mm-hmm. Like, I need somebody who's a part of the real world.
Right.
Like, you're an aspiring actor and you're a broke artist. I don't do that. A starving artist. Like, I love the drive, but what can you do for me?
Yeah. No, that's real. That's something you gotta think about in a relationship.
Even the conversations and the emotional aspect, we could be friends. Mm-hmm. We don't have to be together because you can't afford to be with me.
Mm-hmm. So what's your price? What's your minimum?
I don't have a minimum, for real. I mean, I'm 20, and I don't have a job. So I don't really have a minimum, but I know, I buy myself flowers already. Like, if you can't do that, we can't be together. I take myself to eat sushi.
That's another thing,
too. If you can't do that, we can't be together.
Why women feel like men don't like flowers?
I don't like flowers.
Bro, they're better when they're dead, though. Like, when they're alive, they smell like grass.
Girl,
but when they die, no, I'm telling you, when they die, like, the fume, like, it's just really good.
I don't want no dead flowers. I feel like you're going to want to kill me.
I don't want nobody buying me flowers.
Most men don't get their most black men don't get their first bouquet until their funeral.
I'm saying, why
so if a woman were to buy you flowers, like, that's a beautiful thing. That's cool.
That's what I want. Ladies,
buy your man flowers, man. Especially if he's black. He's probably never got flowers
If you're listening to this, I would recommend that you find me on camp and, fill me up with a little rose.
Give my dog Ryan some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Give Ryan, you gotta pick them.
Me personally, I don't want no flowers.
I love
don't
flowers.
buy me. Me and my mama's like that though. Don't buy.
Y'all just don't like flowers just because?
I don't like flowers because I don't see the purpose of them. Yeah. I'm not the type of person to take care of you. I don't have a green thumb, so it's like all they gonna do is sit on the counter.
That's understandable. But everybody has their own version of the symbolism that flowers are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you may not like flowers, but you may like edible arrangements, or you may like candy.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their own version. Like, if you're treating yourself and you do that for you, a man need to at least be able to do that and then some.
Them edible arrangements expensive though.
They are, but so what? Yeah. Afterpay exists. A man can never tell me no.
Oh, you need a book. We're gonna get that together for you.
I do, but I just feel like, what is a no? What is I can't afford it?
Oh, Lord. Anyways, all right.
What?
We finna get into the next topic, y'all. Right. So, y'all are too funny. All right, so the next topic we're going to get into is this is actually your topic, Camille. We should not increase minimum wage at the federal level. So give a little bit more elaboration to the people.
So I did a project for my American National Government class, and basically he gave us, like, in groups topics of, stuff that he thought, like, okay, we wouldn't agree with, just so we could prove something or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing was we should not raise the federal minimum wage. And after doing my research on it and stuff like that, I understood it, because when you hear it, it's just like, why don't you want the minimum wage raised and stuff like that?
In Florida specifically?
No, federal level. So that means, I'm gonna break it down.
Okay, cool.
So at the federal level right now, as of today, we are at $725.
Right.
Meaning that no state can go under $725. Like Florida, Georgia, it doesn't matter. You can't pay your workers under $725.
Right.
But your state can decide what average you get. So right now in Florida, I think we're at $11. And in Florida, we have a plan, I think by 2026 to be at $15. So at that, it's like, okay, the minimum wage is getting raised already in your state. Right. And of course, like, you have California and New York, whose minimum wage is already up there.
Because I
think they're at like 12 already or something. So it's like, we don't have to raise. If we raise the federal, we're just gonna go down in economy if we raise it. So if you just get your state to urge to raise your minimum wage, then you're good. You don't have to do it at a federal level, because it's already at $725. Just have every state. I wish I had the chart pulled up. That's my bad. But if you pull it up, states are already a little bit above the $725, and they already are making plans to go well above that. Just like Florida has already put into the United States Department of State to go to $15.
Now I have a quick question. So, because this is good. My question is, can you give an example for, well, I guess somebody like me. So, okay, I understand. What is a direct negative effect of them raising the minimum wage that that would affect like an everyday person, like
an everyday person? Probably just like your taxes and things like that.
Would go higher.
Yeah,
you have more to pay in taxes.
Yeah, stuff like that. Just for a regular day basis, that. But as far
you don't think that's a good thing?
I mean,
most of the population is working minimum wage jobs.
True, that is true. But
if we're raising the taxes, that means the people who are working like the blue collar or whatever, they're finally paying their way.
And that is a point. But I'm just saying, like, it can always go by your state. It doesn't have to, like, this might sound insensitive or whatever, but if it's truly an issue, like, you can go to the state or pick the state that you want to go to for the minimum. Like, I feel like that's what the United States.
Think about it though. Okay, so because this makes me think. I have a friend. She lives in California, right? But she stayed with her parents. So she was making like $15 an hour. She ain't had no bills to pay. Right. So that was a lot of money for her compared to when she was in Florida with us.
Right.
But if you living on your own and you got bills and stuff and you're paying them, that $15 in Cali is the same as our $7.25 here. Yeah. Because it's so expensive there.
That's a downside too.
And that's how it is here. So when I think about that, I'm like, okay, well, if my minimum wage could be a little higher and my landlord already working with me and he not going to increase my rent every year like he's supposed to, then that's good for me.
So let me ask you this. If you think the federal, it should be increased, what would you increase it to? Keeping in mind, trying to not, because my thing is if you increase it, you can't do nothing crazy like $15.
Right. I think with something like that, you have to consider the circumstances you are at financially too, because not everybody has the same financial circumstances as maybe the three of us or somebody else too. So asking that question, you really have to dive deep into what are your circumstances and what are you striving for to where what are the benefits or what may be the cons of
and if they do that, the unemployment rates might go up too, because ain't nobody leaving their job. They increase that pay.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like the employment rates are definitely gonna go down. Like if you have to pay your workers more, they just gonna get less workers. Right. And they're gonna incorporate. That's when you hear the conversations about robots doing the job. Cause look at if y'all go into this, bro. I was doing DoorDash, right, and when you go into there, nobody is sitting down eating food no more.
Nope.
Nobody's sitting down. And when I went to the Heat game the other day, bro, they don't even have anybody working at the little concession stand. Really, you go and you do the order yourself. Yeah. Like they're gonna replace everything with technology,
digital stuff.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence is starting to become a big thing.
But at the same time, I learned this in economics class. Shout out to Oguledo. Shout out to you. SBI building. But I basically learned that the amount that they're paying in the technology costs is basically the same as the employees. If you're getting the best technology, it's still the same thing as if you were paying workers. But if you're getting poor technology, it's still paying more because it's gonna break.
Yeah, it's gonna break.
So with all of that, I just don't know. I mean, in Florida specifically, I'm looking at the amount of homeless people we have and people who they're a working class homeless population in the South, between Georgia and Florida. Like there are people who work and can only afford to pay their rent, right? And they're going to soup kitchens to eat. You know what I mean? So when I look at that, it's like, okay, if you raise the minimum wage just a little bit, like that'll help them put their head above water. And then we have people who are technically middle class and they're still living from paycheck to paycheck. But then it's like,
I see your point.
I don't really see. But then again, I mean, as a college kid, I don't see anything negative about raising the minimum wage, because either way, I'm not paying my parents' rent. If I stay with them, I'm just chilling. But as an adult, I don't see anything negative either, because they're taking money out taxes anyway.
Okay, so let's say the working class, right, that you're speaking of, that's still homeless, basically, right? Let's say they're already getting paid above the minimum wage. Let's just say that. So what is raising the federal minimum wage going to do? So like right now it's at 11. It's at 11 for Florida. So let's just say they're already getting paid 11 and the federal minimum wage raises to 9. They're still going to get paid 11. So it's not going to matter. They're still going to be homeless.
That's true. But at the same time, when you look at our taxes and stuff and what those funds are allocated for, programs like Social Security or like government housing and things like that, they still might have a higher chance of qualifying or getting those types of things. So, okay, I may still be working and I'm taking home the same amount of wages, but now I qualify for programs that can house me, where I'm not sitting here spending my entire check on just rent or spending my entire check on just food.
Right.
For sure. It definitely got its pros and cons,
But I love to break out of the lifestyle topics for real, because this is definitely like, something that we've strayed away from as a Black community, like just talking about economics and
just financial literacy.
Yeah, financial literacy in general.
You hear that, you just
and I feel like there's there's no wrong answer for real. Yeah. Like, because everybody's different and it's America. Yeah. We don't live in a communist society where everybody really has the same, financial schedule or
But
whatever.
The thing is, people don't even think or want to have those specific conversations that are necessary.
They don't.
Because those conversations will lead you to
They'll change your life.
It will. It'll make you think deeper about, like, okay, where am I at financially? Where do I want to be financially? And how do I get there? Right. And people don't ask those type of questions. They just think, I'm making money right now. It's enough. Right. That's it. You don't really understand how that money you're making now, or honestly how the economy as a whole, how it affects you, affects your family, and it affects our community as a whole.
No, seriously. And that's another reason too, like,
oh, excuse you.
And in America, our politics gets mixed with economics. In a lot of other countries, it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the money situation and this is what we sticking to. Yeah. You know, because politics here is emotional. So I think with us, what was I going to say? Oh, with us, we look at economics and stuff and say, oh, the economy is going down and they need to raise this or they need to raise that, or they're taking money out of my taxes. But how many regular people do you know are sitting up looking at the consensus every single year, looking at where all your taxes really went to? Or when you vote for these people, like these officers for, governor and stuff like that, are you really looking at how they're allocating our taxes and our funds? Because taking out taxes, we got to pay them anyways. Yeah. So I don't mind my taxes going to a good cause. I don't mind my taxes going to better buses for students who are disabled. I don't mind that. I don't mind my taxes going to better food for students in public schooling. Like, I don't mind that type of stuff. But when it's going toward other stuff, or when I'm not seeing the direct benefit of it in my community, then I have to be like, okay, like,
and that's the thing too. People don't look in detail to what's benefiting their community or what's hurting our community, specifically the Black community. Because other communities too, when it comes to financial literacy or just looking into the economy, they look at it as like, how does it benefit our people? Yep. Not even just me, but how does it benefit my race of people? And I feel like if we as a community, we did that more, that's when we would start to progress and be more intrigued and interested in understanding financial literacy. Yep. But at the same time too, everybody's different. So
because we didn't get that head start financially.
We didn't. And I feel like the way people address financial literacy, you kind of got to be creative with it too. You do. Because how you may present financial literacy to one person may not be as intriguing or interesting to other people. Because I'm not gonna lie, you gotta really be convincing with me to talk to me about money. That's just how I am. Right. When I'm learning something, I feel like you have to present it in a creative and innovative way to where you got my attention. I'm interested. If you just reading off a PowerPoint how to do such and such, I'm gonna zone out. Right. It's not that I don't care, but
especially
it's just
if you don't have that money in your pocket right then and there.
Right. But it's just hard. It's harder for me to retrieve that information because of the way how you're presenting it to me. So I feel like if people work on better ways to just present and introduce the different basics and fundamentals of financial literacy to a lot of different individuals within the Black community, that's when it starts to come up in conversation a lot more too. Now that's something that we kind of just gotta look into on our own too. We can't depend on others. Yeah. You gotta do research yourself, but that's just something on the other person's hand when they're presenting something regarding financial literacy or just anything too.
Also too, I think the biggest part of financial literacy is learning what currency is for you. So I'm gonna give y'all an experience from Friday, right? I went to the set and there was this lady there. She sells like waist beads and a lot of, like,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know, y'all probably know the lady, but shout out to her. I don't know her name, but
she always on campus though. I know who you're talking about.
She always on campus. So anyways, I had asked her how much the hair jewelry was, and she was saying that it was $5 for $1. And all of them were disorganized though. Like the Kyra shells were mixed up with the eye things. Like everything was all disorganized. And she was just like, well, if you organize it for me, I'll just give you 10 of them for free. And so I was like, okay, shoot, bet. Because there's nothing to do that, right? And in a lot of other communities, that's what they do. They have a barter system. They say, okay, you provide a service for me, I provide a product for you. Or you provide, you know what I mean? A lot of people do that. And that's a form of currency. Products and things like that are currency. It's not always about paper money, or it's not always about a check. And I think the sooner our community realizes we owe each other more than just like money for real. Because money is just the basis of it. We have so many gifts that we can do for each other. Right. And I don't have to charge you for every little thing. Well, what can you do for me? Oh, you know how to do graphics? Okay, cool. Well, I know how to do
hair.
I know how to do hair. You know
I was my nephew had got a haircut the other day from somebody new because the barber he usually go to, she was already booked. Right. So I went to her and we was chopping it up, and she was, and we just got to talking, and she was like, and I told her that I wanted to start learning how to cut hair because I see the money in it, like I see the potential in it. So she was like, well, we could make a deal. You handle my social media, I'll teach you how to cut for free. Right. And I was like, cool, like that's nothing.
Literally. example of that. I was talking to this guy last semester. He had a haircut or whatever. I think it's the barbers that's gonna start it off right. He had a haircut, and his son had, you know how how the kids come and be like, I have a project due tomorrow, and they have all these materials that they need to buy.
That was me.
That was me. So his son basically was like, oh, like I have to make a project on the Great Sphinx or something like that, and he don't have no printer. So the guy I was talking to was like, well, I have a printer. So he basically printed out all the little pictures for the kid, and then got his haircut for free.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's more than just money, or just like you have to define currency for you.
And that's another thing too. I feel like we as a Black community, we have so many different talents and skills, but we don't even recognize it, because I feel like
we take it for granted.
Not only we take it for granted, but the fact that because they feel like every skill can't necessarily help you to be successful, or can help contribute to others within the community initially. And I feel like if we worked on trying to integrate multiple different ways to utilize your talents and your skills to kind of contribute others and kind of help benefit yourself and being successful, I feel like we would thrive even more. Not saying we don't do that now, but I feel like there's a lot more emphasis on other things.
No, but I agree, because it's like people say shop with your own or financial literacy, this and that, but you only selling bundles and lashes. No knocking the girls that sell bundles and lashes, but at the same time, me buying bundles and lashes from you when you get it from a vendor out of the country, that's not really helping our community.
Because they really getting all the dollars.
It's not. Helping our community would be we all team together and buy a farm.
I never even thought about like that.
Or we all team together and grow our own hair out and just resell that.
So investing in our resources.
Yeah, because if y'all know y'all history, we really buying our own hair back anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that today.
Yeah.
But we really buying our own hair back. So nobody ever thought about that. Nobody ever thought, okay, well, we already doing this, so let's start a hair farm, or let's start this, or let's start that. I mean, of course, minus the inhumane activities.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we could be doing to sustain our own community, because people think, oh, going completely like independent as a community just means you're gonna have to sacrifice the cosmetic aspect and you're gonna have to sacrifice your appearance, but you don't have to do that. It just takes the discipline to say, look, like, this is what we're doing, and this is what I really want to do, but I also want to help my community as well. So I don't know.
They got me like, shout out to Joe. I don't know Joe's last name, but shout out to Joe. I forgot what major he's in, but he wanted to become a doctor for something.
Right.
And I was like, Joe, we really gonna team up, because he wants to use cannabis as a treatment for his patients. And I was like, bro, I'm thinking about having my own strand and having my own like dispensary and stuff like that. Right. So I was like, bro, if you see me in the future, bro, come to me and we gonna make something work for real.
I agree.
Yeah.
Also, well, I don't know if we can say this on air, but let's stop demonizing all medicinal drug, because you know, I think when it comes to like herbalism and stuff like that, there's so many different herbs out there and so many different things that can help us as a community. And people, like, we suffer from diabetes and high blood pressure and all that stuff, and I'm not trying to be ignorant, but in 2022, if it's not the one, what is it, type 1, the one where you need the insulin?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The real bad one. If it's not that one, you know what I'm talking about. You don't take insulin like every day, like you'll pass away. If it's not that one, and it's just because you're like eating unhealthy, like in 2022, let's do better.
I got you.
Like, let's do better. I'm not saying smoke weed every day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if there's something that works for you, there's other ways to do it. Like, you could steep things. You could steep it in tea, or you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's other things to do. There's natural resources for us. Learn how to forage for real, too. Because that could save us a lot of money on fast food. You know how many plants we can go eat outside and we don't even know? Like, you can make a whole salad and you wouldn't even know because you're passing it every day.
So how would that look like? Elaborate. How would that even look?
What, foraging?
Yeah.
Foraging is like when you go into the woods and there's edible plant life and you only take what you need to eat, and then you go home and you clean it and then you prepare it as a meal.
Is that something you have to kind of establish for yourself, or is that something you
just do research and then you go pick the plants that look like the ones that are edible. Like, there's like foraging books and stuff you can get, and it shows you which plants are edible, which ones are poison ivy, which one is this, which one is that.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So even with that, like with what you were talking about, like with the dispensary and stuff like that, that could be a whole herbalist vibe.
Yeah.
period. Because now they have holistic doctors who don't want to do Western medicine. And we saving a lot of money if we get out of the Western medicine for real. But I'm just saying, we going economics for real.
I got you.
Fully independent for real.
See, we done gave y'all a few things to really just think about.
You know what I'm saying? Go on, start a family, sign y'all prenup, start a farm.
Do your research.
It
don't even gotta be about financial literacy. Just do research.
Do research, period.
Be curious.
Watch National Geographic. Look up everything.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of everything. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're gonna do what?
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
The word for today's show is jack-o'-lantern.
I was gonna say homecoming. Oh. But we could do jack-o'-lantern and homecoming.
Okay, period.
Do either or.
Right, either or.
Do either or.
Double whammy.
But we're going to do our shout-outs real quick to end the show. So, Haji, you can go ahead.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up.
She got her list, y'all.
Yeah, y'all know
she be having a list.
I do the same shout-outs every week. All right, I want to give a shout-out to Samuel Muselair, DeAnthony Jameson for Ryan Tatum, Jeffrey, Ashante, Raina Jenkins, Lindsay Nolohan, and Kyla Hill. I would also like to give a shout-out to my parents. I want to give a shout-out to my sister queens, Chelsea Thomas and Bria McCrae. And I want to give a shout-out to the brothers of Phi Mu Alpha.
Okay, for sure.
So, yeah.
Man, shout out to Joe, because we really going to get that emotion. Right. I really want him to hit it, so don't forget.
Emotion.
Right, this is stamped Joe.
I want to meet Joe now.
I want to meet Joe, too.
Man, we got to have Joe up here.
Okay.
Talk about that, but
well, Joe say the magic word, he could be up here.
Right. Shout out. You got to reach out. That's how I know he was listening.
Right.
So, shout out to Joe, man. Shout out to everybody that's listening. Shout out to my best friend, Demaya. I went to go see Chicken and Biscuits, and she had something to do with that, set up the little thing. So, shout out to that. Okay. And yeah, man.
Something.
Yeah, it was good.
I got a few shout outs. So first, shout out to God always for allowing us to do this show, allowing us to be here, allowing us to enjoy homecoming, all that good stuff. Shout out to my family, friends, and loved ones. Shout out to my R25 brothers. Shout out to the Fantastic Four again, because I didn't give y'all a shout out, but shout out to y'all boys. Y'all know who y'all is. Shout out to Armani Jones and Aaliyah Everett. The coronation was beautiful. Congrats to y'all. And the whole royal court too, especially my brother Eduardo. He's a royal escort for the mid-sophomore attendant. But big shout out to you, bro. Proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Keep inspiring, representing mine. You're doing your thing, bro. And shout out to all the people who are involved in homecoming, whether you up front, you performing, getting ready for some of the events happening this week, or you doing anything behind the scenes, you just volunteering. We appreciate you. Shout out to all the people who's coming for homecoming, all the students, all the alumni, all the kids.
Bring us some money.
We would recommend. We would appreciate you. We ain't telling y'all to just bring us money. That's not what we doing.
No, we can't do that.
We can't.
But alumni.
Right.
I will apply for whatever scholarship you put out.
Right. We will appreciate any typical, donations or gifts y'all may have. But shout out to y'all, and shout out to all the kids who may have never came to FAMU initially. We hopefully expect y'all to have a great experience for homecoming, and hopefully when that time comes for you to apply to colleges, FAMU will be your first choice. But we gonna hope for the best. But definitely shout out to everybody who always tunes into the show. We still trying to figure out a name for the crew. The crew for us and the gang who be listening. So hopefully by next show we gonna have a name for both.
Right.
So put that name in the reviews too.
Can they email us, right?
Email?
We got an email? Last time we told them to email us the word.
Email us?
No, they could Instagram.
They could just put it in the reviews.
Instagram.
They could just put it in the reviews.
Yeah, they need to put some names.
And then the Instagram is also in the bio when you tune into the show too. So just if you want to find us, just go into the Instagram in the bio to look us up, anything. But y'all got anything else to say?
Be blessed, be safe, y'all.
Yeah, safe travels, everybody.
For sure. So this was the episode Millennials in Motion, where we keep it live. Keep locked in on the 90.5 Flavor Station. Stay tuned for the next episode. All right, bye y'all. Millennials in Motion is a product of WANM-FM 90.5 in the School of Journalism and Graphic Communication at Florida A&M University.